These are two amazing pros. These are champions. These are champions, right? That to 9 months off U.S. soil, period. And so, what I wanted to do today, Kyra was gracious enough to come on and just get so you can get to know her, get to meet her, hear all the amazing things about her. Because I tell you what, like basketball is such a small portion of what a person she is, and you'll see that fully as we get into this. But very excited for everybody being here, or even the ones watching the replay. Kyra, how's it going?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, doing real great. So
Awesome.
yeah, I was just
Awesome.
kind of pretexting everything, telling them to be obviously be excited about June 17th,
Hmm.
but also to get on here today and just get to know you, know a little bit about your background, know who you are. As I told you and Leslie, one of the biggest reasons I want to do this camp, yeah, it's cool to do a girls only camp and help the youth in that manner, but
Yeah,
I want them to be around you guys, the leaders that you
right,
are, the strong women that you are, the traveled and educated, just in my opinion, you're trailblazers. Yes, there's some that came before you in San Antonio, but the fact that you guys are doing it, making it, and achieving while you're out there, you're not just getting a contract and kind of playing, you're winning.
right,
You're doing things at a grand scale.
right.
So I thought that real important for them to meet you, know who you are, and kind of what I alluded to earlier. Even though you're out there doing great things, you're not in always the U.S. mainstream media, and you're off
Right.
U.S. soil for 8 to 9 months a year. So
Yeah.
it's not much that you're here, and people get a chance to meet you. So let's start with this. Tell them just a little bit about your background. Probably even go back to the Clemens and Steele days, and just let them
Okay.
know, what was your journey to get to where you are. And please do not leave out what just happened, because I think that's very important as well.
Yeah, I'll end with that one. But no, I mean, I'm San Antonio raised, been here since I was basically born. I went to Steele first, and then I transferred to Clemens my junior year and finished at Clemens. I was a McDonald's All-American, a Jordan Brand Classic All-American. Decided to continue playing at Duke University. I played my first 2 years. I got injured at the last part of my second year, so I actually had not one, not two, but three ACL surgeries on the same knee. So a lot of love on that side. But overcame that. So I sat out my junior and senior year, and then I came back, played my what would be my grad year at Duke University. So I got my bachelor's degree and my master's degree paid for. And then with that extra year of eligibility, I came back home and went to the University of Texas and got another master's degree in sports management. And then I was kind of at a crossroads. I didn't know what I wanted to do after I was done at Texas. We went to an Elite Eight, the one here in San Antonio, such a special and dope experience. And after that, I was like, do I want to continue to play? Given my injury history, do I want to go into coaching, which I was and am still interested in? Do I want to do something with these 3 degrees that I have? Like, I didn't know what to do. But prayed about it, waited on it, and I was like, you know what? Jobs are always going to be there. I only have a short window to play in. If I don't like it, I come back home and do something else, but I'm at least going to give it a try. And went overseas for what I thought was only going to be 1 year, and now I just finished my fourth year overseas. So I've been blessed to play across the globe. I started in Turkey, I went to Slovakia. I then went to New Zealand, phenomenal experience. Then I played in France, Latvia, Mexico, and then this past year just won a championship in Greece. We won the cup, we won the championship. I got Defensive Player of the Year and first team all Greece. So all of that to say, basketball has been a vehicle that has blessed me to have so many great experiences and build amazing relationships. And I'm really excited that, you're bringing Leslie and I in on this camp to be able to pour into the next generation and show them that, like, it's not just a game, like, it's a vehicle to open up so many doors in life and build so many dope relationships and have experiences. So I'm really excited about June 17th.
Yeah. For me, obviously the WNBA is awesome, and I would imagine any young girl that's aspiring to be great in this game would assume that. But they don't really realize, like, yes, overseas is a grind. You hear that at times, and you really have to work your
Yeah,
way up the food chain and things of that nature. But also speak to like the beauty in that. Like
yeah,
you're getting to not only live in a country for free and get paid to do something awesome, but
right.
they don't realize too, like Europe's darn near like the countries are kind of jammed together the way the United States are. So as
Yeah,
easy as it is for us to go to Oklahoma or Arkansas, you may be in Greece and you could get to France in, I don't know what the exact time is, 2 hours.
yeah,
And just talk about how like basketball is being able to culture you and give you
yeah,
more than just that. The American game is wonderful. Obviously, we're leaders in the world and all that, but talk about the beauty and just being able to see other countries, get invested into other countries, having to
yeah.
learn languages. Obviously, I was in Italy and brought my sons over there and I was married, but you've been through numerous countries. And what did that do for you?
Man, it totally opened my mind. Like I was never really a homebody. Like I went away for college. I never really had a problem with it. But going overseas, especially like the time difference,
Mm,
like you really learn yourself and you really learn what else is out there. Like the pace of life compared to America is way more chill, way slower. The things that other cultures value versus here in the States, like when you go to a coffee shop, you actually sit down and drink your coffee. There's not a lot of like to go things in Europe. Um, but like really, sports is a language. Like it's that it really breaks a barrier. There have been countries I've been in where I didn't speak the language, but because, somebody was a sports fan or knew the team, it opened up a door for conversation or charades, more like it. But it's really cool to see different cultures from the perspective of not just being a tourist, but actually living
mm,
there. And it makes a world of difference because now you're getting like the authentic experience and being able to see, okay, these are the actual local spots and not just the touristy spots, or going to games or doing things that like going out into nature and somebody on your team, showing you their favorite spots and they've lived here for so many years, and like the stories go on and on and on. But like living in Europe, I love it because like even after the season, I took like a vacation to see some friends. So I went to Germany, then I went to like the countryside of France, then I went to Paris, and then I went to where did I go? Vienna? I don't even know. But like you can get around so easily
mm.
whether you're taking the train, an hour flight. Flights are cheaper. Like it's just I absolutely love living in Europe.
That's awesome. So let's piggyback to that. That what maybe some people don't know here is that if you're an American and you get signed to an overseas team, unless there's like a vet that's been there for years, that's just got tenure as the leader and the captain. For the most part, Americans are expected to go in and not only be the production, scoring or
Yeah.
whatever it may be, but you're also expected to be a leader. Especially you, being a point
Hmm.
guard, you're the head of the snake. So talk about how, things that you have found in your leadership skills, and obviously you picked a lot of that stuff up, probably even in high school, but definitely being at Duke and UT around amazing leaders, and just what has helped you be successful. And it may even talk to the point where I know that I'm sure, we talked about the one workout we were able to get in
Right.
before you left, how
Right.
the team that you were in with last year, Olympiacos, they had a little bit of a culture issue before you came.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, for
obviously,
sure.
front office, they'll wipe out the bad apples or whatever that is, and we're not putting anybody under the bus. But at the same time, it has to be rebuilt
Yeah.
you can't just changing a roster doesn't change a culture. Like it just changes the
Right.
potential for culture.
Right.
So what was important to you going into that, knowing that you were going to be expected to be a leader, you are already aware that they had just came off a year of bad culture, and then
Mhm.
not only did you help that change, but then you drove it to the point where y'all are holding the trophy at the end of the season. So, what was that journey like as a leader for you, and what was important to you that made that work?
Yeah, I think to sum it all up in front is like it takes tact to have contact.
Mm,
So for me, it was one getting to know each individual like as an individual first. Like, hey, let's go to coffee. Hey, what are you interested in outside of basketball? And being able to relate to them on a personal level before, we step on the court and I'm calling plays and you're mad that your play isn't called 3 times in a row. Like, so it was me getting an understanding of everybody, not just my teammates either, like the staff as well. Like we went to coffee and like just learning people and like putting that effort in because people appreciate it. And I'm a people person. Like I'm a relationship person. So I'm genuinely interested in what you ate for dinner on Tuesday. Like I want to know, put me on to some new spots or something. But it takes tact to have contact, and I think especially as a point guard and as a leader, you really have to invest in each and every person, even like from the starters and the people that are going to be on the court for 35 minutes to the people that might not touch the floor and are just there for practice. Like everybody, in my opinion, has an equal weight in us holding up that trophy. And I make it a point to really emphasize to the practice players, to the young ones that are called up to help us in practice, to the managers and everybody, like everybody plays a part and we don't hold up the trophy without that. So I said this I wrote a blog about this past year, but I said it at the end is like we started the season as 12 individual players, but we ended it as one team. And as individual players, like any of us could go on another team and start and, have a great season. But it really took us to like slowly but surely, like we developed that chemistry, that confidence in each other in order to accomplish the end goal. Because it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. So I'm really glad we got to where we did.
Exactly. I'm proud of you guys too, because I know, we talked about it. It was a venture going in,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, for sure.
especially too because Olympiacos has such a historic name and brand
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
And it was
and
the
known
100-year
for winning.
anniversary. It was the 100-year anniversary of the
Oh wow.
club. So there is like extra pressure on us to be able to win not just the championship, but the cup as well. Because it had been, I think the past 2 years we didn't win the cup. So this year it was like extra important for us to win the cup and the championship.
100%. So, and I think we've talked about this as well. Like, I'm a big believer in B times do equals have, right? And
Mm,
I think a lot of times with the young players, it's not only what they think because they're younger, they're kids,
mm-hmm.
and it's also what's being drilled into their head. Oh, you better be a good jump shooter, you better handle the
Right.
ball. And yeah, if you're going to play basketball at a high level, you have to be able to play at a high
Right.
level.
Right.
But as you said, like what are things you think that maybe gets missed or overseen
Yeah.
directed to the girls, or I'll say the youth game in general, but then also
Yeah.
maybe there's something specific to the women's side or the girls' side that you're like, I just wish the younger female players knew, X, Y, and Z because when I got to Duke or whatever it is, nobody told me this part. And man, if I had had that piece before
Mm,
I got there, and we know the truth, like 1% of all high schools is going to get a chance to even go to a school like Duke.
right.
But that translates in other places. Even if you're at TLU down the road, like
Mm-hmm.
you're in a new level, you're in a new environment, like you said, new team, you had to go.
Mm-hmm.
What were the things that you see now, or maybe even you wish you had when you were a high school player or a middle school player coming up, whether it's relative to females or not? If it is, that's great. But
Mm-hmm.
that would have really served you if someone had give you that head start or that little clue before you got to the challenge that taught you the clue.
Yeah. Something I feel like I learned a little late, because I could say, work hard, okay, like do the things that other people aren't doing. But like I feel like people know that. So I would say controlling what I could control, because I was a perfectionist, like I
Still
was
are.
and still am. But a little bit better, give myself some grace.
Yes.
But like controlling what I can control and like the mental side of it, knowing that, okay, I can control the fact that I'll give 100%. I can control the fact that I put the work in. I cannot control the outcome.
Mm.
I can do my best to influence the outcome, but at the end of the day, the outcome is going to be the outcome. And as long as I know that I did my part, I'm at peace with it. So I think just that mental piece would have saved me a lot of headache coming up. and allowed me not to put so much pressure on myself in certain situations and like performance anxiety and all of those other kinds of things. But controlling what you can control, I think the sooner you learn that and master it, not the easier life would be, but the more enjoyable your journey will be.
Right. Almost let you be more present throughout the journey, right?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I'd agree with that because as I help a lot of kids chase scholarships and stuff, it's, oh man, I didn't do what I should have in that open period. Okay, well,
Right.
what can you control about that? You guys still have July
Right.
ahead of you or whatever that
Right.
may be. And it,
And I'll add, sorry, I'm gonna add one more thing is if you know you're good at something, be great at it. Like
mm,
I know that I'm a lockdown defender, and that is the reason I've gotten some of the contracts that I've gotten is because the coach wanted a solid point guard that could defend. So for me, like being good at what you're good at and just excelling in that makes a world of difference and will make you stand out. Like if you're a great rebounder, be a great rebounder. If you're a sharp shooter, be a sharp shooter. Obviously work on the other things, but if you have one thing that you know, like, can't nobody touch me on this, then like be great at it.
yeah,
Um,
almost find that mastery level, right? Yeah,
exactly.
and I think sometimes they go and they think mastery is like, oh, that's what if I'm Steph Curry or Kobe Bryant. But
Right.
it's funny because I got two stories I use a lot. Like when my younger players aren't paying attention to detail or holding themselves accountable to doing it the right way. I
Mm-hmm.
tell them the story of you how how many times have we been in a drill and I think we're on 9 and then you say 2 and I'm like, how did we get to
Yeah,
2? Now, well, those 6,
right.
I didn't put my feet in the right
That
way.
was
I didn't hold my
they weren't
ball
good
through.
six.
And it was beautiful because we found the grace a little bit in those moments
Right.
too. But that is what does make you great. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
For
that's why
sure.
you can get to a space of potential mastery. Back to the other story of my point of mastery is I tell people all the time, CJ Miles is the best shooter I've ever worked with. I mean, at one point the guy shot 46% in the NBA.
That's
Like,
crazy.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And is known for that. But even to the last day we ever worked out before he retired, that man was trying to elevate and take his shooting to another level. He was at a
Hmm.
space he could have came in like a lot of guys and just worked out. All right, we good.
Hmm.
No, like he needed this to be better. He wanted to find a new way to get to this. And that's the mastery. And you think about it, his name's is well known and he's very respected,
Yeah.
but if you talk to young players, he's not on what they would consider a Steph Curry level.
Right.
But yet he was in a space of mastery no different than Steph Curry.
Right.
They just had different paths. And so I think you're right. Or even they said Dennis Rodman used to go rebound for all the Bulls players
Hmm.
he would just sit and watch them shoot. And what he was doing was watching the tendencies in their shot so that
Hmm.
when Steve Kerr shot or Michael Jordan shot, he knew the tendency of okay, he usually shoots this flat. I should be on
Hmm.
the weak side or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. That mastery is really where it's at, especially if
Yeah.
you want to play at these high levels like Duke or Texas or and especially pro. Like you can't think that you're going to be mediocre or average. And then, maybe you'll get this little short contract, no money, bad living. You pay for your own food,
Right.
your own flight.
Right.
But like it does take a point of mastery. And I think that's one thing that I learned about you very fast is like you're in this for mastery.
For
And,
sure.
and like you said, you're in it for mastery for the things you're good at, but you're trying to get to a space. If we can get those weaknesses shored up enough to be strengths,
Right.
there's no question that you're shooting for mastery on those as well. Just after that,
Absolutely.
does
Absolutely.
does everybody have that much time? Maybe not, but it's the approach you have and the mindset you have that's where I'm gonna go with
Right.
this. And I think correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like a lot of it also comes from, well, one, you're definitely an ultimate competitor because I saw that side too. Um, but like you seem to, have this gratitude for the game, what it's given you, the experiences. And I know you just spoke on it. And I was thinking as you were talking about, man, I went to coffee, I meant to meet these people and to get to know them. I'm thinking to myself, I mean, okay, besides language barrier and dealing with different personalities, it wasn't hard for you because there's never been a time I've been in a gym with you and then the others where it's not like Kyra's here. Kyra's gonna shake your hand. Kyra's gonna make eye
Right.
contact. Because how many
Right.
players just go warm up on the other side
Right.
and don't even
Right.
talk to anybody. They go through a whole workout, don't talk to. No, you're gonna meet Kyra if you come in
Yeah.
Kyra's gym. So
Absolutely.
and Leslie's the same. So like that's why y'all
Yeah.
two of y'all together. Man, these kids have no idea what they're in for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, the mastery. I love that. I love what you said with the mastery. Um, what things do you see? I mean, obviously, control the controllables, I think, is a good one, especially for these
Yeah.
kids that are looking to go college because with the NCAA changing this and then
It's
NIL making it like this and then the
insane.
portal and COVID years, there's
I
so
can't
many
keep up.
uncontrollables. You know what
I
I mean?
can't keep up.
Yeah, I tell my son all the time, who's obviously chasing that, like it's the easiest time ever. Because
Hmm.
man, like I tried to do it when you had to like mail in your DVD to a college coach. You know what I mean? Like there
Yeah.
was no film free games on your phone and email them to 45 coaches at once the way
Right.
it is now. Or this guy scout and see you or this on Twitter. You didn't have social media, so. What would you say based on a lot of the stuff that they're going through now that may be different and
Yeah.
even maybe a little bit of comparison? Because, oh man, my friend got an offer, I don't have an offer,
Yeah.
or I got to be on a shoe circuit, or the way parents can be at times. And I don't mean that
Yeah.
in a negative way, but truthful.
Right.
What would you say to the that kid now, the middle school, high school kid of what they have to go through
Yeah.
that was even different for you? And we're that's three different generations, basically me, you, and them. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. And there's probably like even a generation or two in between all of those as fast as everything's changing. But I guess a couple of things. The first thing being your journey is your journey.
Mm,
Like that where I thought I was gonna be coming out of college was not where I was. And I took my like day to be disappointed, but after that it was like, all right, like let's figure this thing out. It's life. You can make it what you want it to be. So um just knowing that not everybody's journey is the same, and if it was, it wouldn't be enjoyable.
mm,
um but just enjoying where you're at, like being present, but also having a vision, like know what you're working towards. And if you put in everything, like I gave everything in high school and college, didn't get drafted, was disappointed about that, still a little disappointed that, anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. But like every single day, I know that I'm giving everything I can in order to make a step, make a step, make a step. It's just one day at a time. So whatever it is, like you envision that you want to achieve, like do everything you possibly can to get there. And if you don't get there, know that you're still exactly where you're supposed to be. It's just gonna look a little different. So just give yourself some grace and enjoy the process along the way is the first thing I'll say. The second thing I'll say is exposure has two sides to it. Everybody talks about, oh, I need exposure. Oh, I need exposure. You can go to these major teams that have the names and are on the circuit, and you can get in front of all these coaches, but there is exposure and there's being exposed.
mhm.
So if you haven't done the work and you haven't put in the effort to perform at a level that you know is going to give you positive exposure, then okay, maybe we don't go that route. Maybe we go to, a more local tournament, or maybe we hone our skills in a different way until you get to that level to where, okay, I can go to, these national tournaments and get in front of these coaches and actually produce a product that they want. And that's for players and parents because AAU club basketball is an investment and it is so expensive. Like I can't imagine, like it was expensive back then, but now, like, you're paying to park, you're paying for like the 2-day wristbands at like $100. Like, you're paying to see your own kid play, and it just still blows my mind. But yeah, there's two sides to exposure. There's exposure in a positive sense, and there's being exposed. So just know that you got to put in the work to put out a good product.
For sure. What are you most excited about as far as our camp on the 17th?
I'm excited to see the next generation of hoops. Like I'm away, like you said, for 9 months at a time, so I don't get to spend as much time at home as I would like. So I'm really excited to see the talent coming up in San Antonio and beyond. We put out so many great names and so many great products. Leslie and I, of course, but also, the Caldwells, the I mean, going all the way back, Clarissa Davis, and Megan Simmons, Elena Gums, and the list goes on and on and on. But like I'm excited to see the next generation of hoops. Like this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I agree. And I think they're gonna really respond to you and Leslie. You know what I mean? I already started writing the game plan a little bit. Just trying to figure out because you're both in the same position, but you're different in your
For,
styles and different in
for
your the way you
sure.
do things, and trying to create a way that they can get both of those, right? Because
Hmm.
you never know. Half the camp maybe like you, ultra speedy, uses that speed, has the defensive side to it, and the other half maybe not as much, a little more crafty and change of pace type of player, like Leslie can be at times.
Hmm.
And I think the basketball side is going to be fun, but I keep harping on this and harping on this. And I hope this is what this Instagram Live did for a lot of people. A, if you didn't know Kyra to begin with, or if you did but didn't realize what a great person she is, what a great leader she is, and how she's going to be, she's obviously being successful at basketball a lot because of character and ability, don't get me wrong. But when this ball stops bouncing, Kyra's going to be successful. Yeah, she's got 45 degrees now, thanks to basketball, all from it's prestigious institutions. But
There we go.
um, it's but like, and I think young players, you got to get this too because you're chasing a scholarship, you're chasing a degree, but it's what college makes you.
Yeah,
It's the network, the community, the experiences, the what you go through and you learn from it. And both you and Leslie are people that are always eager to help, always eager to give back, always eager to share, always eager to lead, even if it's not your job because you got signed at a contract at XYZ. But that's what I'm super excited about. Like, it's unique. I know we can't bring everybody. Well, first of all, half one gender can't come at all. It's girls only, right? And then, what that may be is I wish it could be 3 days because I think there's enough to extract from what you two have and what you guys have give value, the way you guys give value to this world, that we could go for 3 days and not, and maybe even not even hit everything. But one day we're gonna knock it out. June 17th. It's gonna be energy from the beginning. It's gonna be fun from the beginning, but there's gonna be work. Like, don't be surprised if you think you got 9 kids and Kyra's like, nope, you're on 2.
yeah,
Nah,
right. Right.
so no, it won't be that crazy, parents. Don't worry, you don't have to be scared of this. But you want to see that, parents, and if there are parents watching this, you want to see that as well. You want to see how these women are with these young girls and how they help them become more. Even if they don't open their mouth, how they carry themselves. Like, just like I said, both of them are going to have smiles on their face, and not because someone told them to. Both of them are going to be greeting you because not because someone told them to.
Right.
That's just who they are. Like, I don't even know. I don't know if either of y'all even have like an enemy or have ever had an enemy for any reason. Eh? Like,
Right, right.
friends is a natural thing for you. So, anyways, with that being said, I don't want to keep Kyra too long. I know she's got a lot going on, just finishing travel. But June 17th is where it's at. And we're trying to do something special. Anytime I do something that's very or female specific, it's always special to me because I got a lot of my great opportunities, meeting great people, training great people like Kyra and Leslie, amongst many others, things in the WNBA, overseas, all this good stuff that I feel God has put it in my heart that it's only right that I continue to give back. And that's why I wanted to bring these great people around. Those of you that make it to the camp, obviously the only way you're gonna make it to the camp is to register. It's not hard to find. It's all over my page. Kyra's had it on her page and stories as well. And you'll continue to see it to June 17th. The only thing I would say is do not wait till June 17th because I don't know. I think we're already a third of the way full. After this
Nice.
comes out, we'll probably be even more. Leslie's gonna come get on the Instagram live. Like the word is getting out and it's gonna be getting out even more. And this is an opportunity that's different. And I know there's other camps that week and this, and I'm not knocking any of them, but I guarantee you this will be the most unique and experience. Let me use that word that you will get. It's not just a camp. I never just do
Right.
camps. We do experiences. And that's why I bring people like you in. Or even when it's the NBA players, it's not about, oh, wow, I got to stand next to Keldon Johnson. No, Keldon Johnson has something that brings an experience.
Right.
And that's what we're going to do. So I'm really excited. Anything you want to add to that, Carl?
I mean, You said it all. I would just say just exactly how you started, gratitude. You know, everything that we do comes from a culture of excellence that you've built that, you know, we live by. So, um coming to the camp, like be ready to work, but also be ready to bring your personality and add to the experience, you know? Like we're not all just takers, we're all giving something. So,
Mm.
really excited about June 17th. And, you know, if you want to hop on a live again, like closer to the date, let's do it because I'm pumped.
All right, sounds good. Well, I appreciate your time, just as I'm sure everybody watching this does. And hopefully we get that other live in before camp. And
For
if
sure.
not, we'll see you and everybody else who's ready at camp June 17th.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
yes, ma'am. We'll see you later.
All
Bye.
right.